Greetings and welcome to smartwatchtics.com. We are back with KIWITIME. Got a fun little watch here. It's got Alipay, it's got NFC, all of that stuff as long as you live in China. It doesn't work outside of there. It's the MT8 we are about to review, and it's a sweetheart of a watch with a couple of extra goodies we haven't seen really in this type of a watch. First, we'll open it up, tell you got a card in here that's going to give you instructions on how to use it. We have a wireless charger and more to say about the charger coming up. We've got Apple style bands, and it's like a Series 7 watch module here that you can slide the bands in. It's got a knob on it, it's got the button on it, it's got a microphone, it's got a speaker, it's full Bluetooth calling. Let's put it together, check it out. But first, let me tell you where you can get it. Over here at the KIWITIME Tech store. The KIWITIME Tech is on AliExpress, and the link is in the show notes for you. We got a range of prices depending on what configurations you want to get. And just click on these and you'll see all of the options. But check it out. Supports the QI charging technology. Now, we mentioned this comes with its own little charger, but this is not a key charger. This is a basic charger like we've seen the modules use all the time. You just set in it. Wow, nice magnetic coupling on that too. And that'll charge it. But at the end of the video, I'll show you this thing working in an actual Qi charger, which means you can slap this watch down on any charger, your phone charger, as long as it's got that QI technology in it, you'll be able to do it. So pick this puppy up, use the show notes link if you're interested over at AliExpress. And again, the pricing runs about $30 to $40, but you always have coupons here. And if I have some extras, I'll have them listed in the show notes and apply those coupons when you check out. In terms of specs, it's a big watch. The screen is 1.95 inches, and hearsay is it's going to go almost to 2 inches as they beef up the screen in another 6 months or so. But for right now, you pick it up, you're going to get about a 1.95 inch screen. We've got dimensions in here. It's a zinc alloy with electroplating, really nice shiny edges to the watch. The CPU chipsets here, the sensors, full touch screen. By the way, the heart rate sensor is an improved 8 LED. You'll see it in the video. You got flashing lights everywhere, green ones, red ones, you name it. It's the MT8, and you pair it with MT8 audio, to get your Bluetooth calling and streaming music from the watch too. All these other things, resolution 400 by 480, so nice sharp screen. A 380 milliamp hour battery, giving you a standby of 45 days and a daily use of about 7 days. And it appears to be doing that. It's a long-lasting battery on this one. The key protocol compatible dual channel wireless charging is built into it. That's a first. So that's something you may want to look into for this one. You also have multiple interface styles and, of course, all your standard stuff, including a calculator on this one. And are you ready for this? 4 different games. Yep, it's a kid's watch. You can definitely have fun with this one. Other functions are shown here. Languages are shown here. And that's it. And the manual, very, very simple card here. The English is on this side. Wow, let's see if we can get in here close enough so you can freeze frame it. Product description is here. The Tethering app is a new one we haven't played with called Massware app. And of course you have to pair twice, once to the app and once if you're going to do Bluetooth calling, you'll have to pair like you do earbuds, regular wireless earbuds. Here's the watch operations instructions with features, some more of the different icons you'll find inside of it, and some more features about it. Okay, calendars, calculators, alarm clocks, all of that stuff. And then the way you assemble and disassemble the bands. If you're familiar with an Apple Watch, you'll know how to do it. If you're not, it's pretty darn easy. You just slide them in, just make sure they're facing the right way. And your basic parameters are there. So, yeah, we pop the bands on, and here's how it performs. Now, push on the button on the top, give it a moment, and no vibration, but it comes up with an opening logo, and there's the vibration as it switches to the first watch screen. Now, you have a second button down here, just like on an Apple Watch, the pill button look, and it is an actual functional button, and the knob itself will rotate you through various watch faces. But before we begin, I want to remind you, always check to make sure that you have all the plastic coverings off of your watches. There's one back here on the back. You want to take that off. Make sure your optical sensors are going to have full access to the outside environment, right? Now, where do we begin? Okay, we're already on one of the pages. We can slide across this way. You get your step count information for the day without numbers, but just the circles. Be nice if it had the numbers there. One more and you've got your sleep. Oh, you know what? When we come back here, you see the little white mark? That means I can swipe up and show you the stuff. There we go. It's separated by screens. We got calories, step count, distance traveled, and look, I've even got bar charts that are showing you color-coded your calories burned during the day. What was the blue one? The step count, right? And then distance traveled. 3 separate charts. And the data along with the circles. Swipe again. Now, that's something you add to the watch. It's not necessarily on here, but you can add all these different cards in the order that you want them that you're about to see. Here's last night's sleep time with deep sleep, light sleep, and awake time, and there's the actual distribution. Kind of funky. It's a little bit better on the app, but it shows you from when you set it to start recording or monitoring to when you wake up. It'll show you the bar charts and whatnot that go with it. So you have those two. Come again now, and you notice it's starting to flash like Christmas back here. Red, green, you name it. It's looking for heart rate, and I'm going to cover the sensor so we can get a reading. You notice now this lit up again. I've got my current reading, my low, I presume, and high, or high and low, and I can swipe up and show you my readings over the past hour, every hour since, well, for the last 10 readings, basically. Calibrated against, and just vibrated and added a new one, calibrated against the actual numbers on the side. So pretty sophisticated in the way it shows the data. Here we go with blood oxygen. Now, blood oxygen, again, flashing all kinds of combinations of diodes on here. Yeah. So I'm going to hold this one. I like to put it right here on the fleshy part of my hand. That gives us a good reading. This is wise for people of color, all kinds of color as well, because all these watches are more or less calibrated to a basic lighter shade of skin, and we all tend to have that light shade in our hands. So if you want to get a really good, accurate reading on any of these measurements, more accurate, let's say, than a hairy arm or dark-colored skin arm, you might want to try doing it here. Now, vibrated gives us our final reading, and again, I can swipe up and show you up to the last 10 readings, and I've had 3 for today. It's not doing it continuous like heart rate is, which you'll see in the app. You can set up to once an hour. I wish it was more frequent, but that's what you got. But here, each of these readings you have to take separately. Now, you notice there's no blood pressure, although the watch will do it, but you do have the ability to add another card, which is weather in your area. I haven't been able to get this one to work, even with tethering to the app. It just doesn't seem to be updating. But it is a card that you can add, and of course you can take these cards away or rearrange them any way you want to. Then when you swipe this way, you get this little pull-out panel that shows you your most recently used apps, your connection, Bluetooth connection, and weather data would show up there along with the date and time. Just a simple little, and you can turn that off if you don't want it to do that either. when I swipe down, I get to the fun part, gang. This is really a kid's watch. It's fun. It's the only one I've seen. You got 4 different games in here. You got the 2048 game, and you know how to play that, I presume. And it'll continue playing for you. You can come back here and jump into a driving game where you can jump lanes. Well, you get the idea. You can restart it. You can just avoid the cars, basically. It's a really nice, slow game, so you can do it while you're standing in line at TSA trying to get to your airplane and not get totally bummed out, right? You also have a bird game, so you can play this one and raise your bird and lower your bird, do whatever you want with your bird, and make sure you don't hit the pillars, right? Or let your bird fall. Boom. That's in here. And then you have one more game, which is an airplane shoot 'em game. So you can shoot down all the bad guys. Yeah. Okay, so that's the gaming. 4 of them built into it. That's what you get when you swipe down. Going up, we get into all these different controls. There's a Bluetooth calling connection. Now, it's a Bluetooth capable watch. You see the speakers right there, microphone over on this side. When you activate that and you set everything up with your phone, you'll be linked to receive and make phone calls. With it turned off, you save power. It won't do that function. You'll have to use your phone as a phone, and but it still can be Bluetooth connected to the app for all of the app data. Here's your overall settings. We got time setting, which you can do manually, or you can let it update automatically from your phone through the app. You got some different profiles for sound. Do not disturb, ring, vibrate, or vibrate and ring. You have brightness, and we've got quite a bit of brightness. We'll show you that in a second on the pull-down tab, pull-up tab. You also have screen timeout as low as 5 seconds up to 30 seconds. It's not an always-on screen, but with a 30-second timeout, it's pretty decent. You get it on for quite a while. We have languages, and this is where you can password protect the watch and change the password. Well, it does say language, doesn't it? And when I go in there, it's password. Okay, didn't notice that. Here's password. That's password. Wow, really? All right, I was hitting the wrong spot. Here's the different languages supported: English, Chinese, several European languages. Pretty good combination of languages. You can check and see if you see yours in here. Default is whatever your phone is when you tether it, I presume. Then you got the sidebar switch, which I'm going to turn off to show you that it can deactivate that. You've got an overall night mode that you can switch it and set the time so it won't be lighting up and giving you notifications at night. That's nice. And a power savings mode that you can go into on this one to extend your battery life. But it's got a pretty darn decent battery life already. Factory restore about the watch. It's known as the MT8 when you go to hook the thing up. And that's about it. I wanted to show you that now I don't have the pull-out panel, but I do have access to all of these. You get to feel how this thing works? Kind of interesting. Games and settings. So we were in here. Now this is overall brightness again, and I wanted to show you your low brightness is here, and your full brightness is so much, it's totally washing the screen out. It is super bright. This puppy is so easy to see outside. It's really, really great. And I don't know, why can't other watches do this? You get great brightness and you got really long battery life. I don't know. I haven't tested it. I'm saying 3, 4, 5 days, somewhere like that, just using it with the Bluetooth calling and the brightness on it. It's really sweet. I'm keeping this at about a 2 for doing the review. Can you see the word okay? Not really? Let's take it down 1. Yeah, there's the lowest brightness, and it's still plenty bright to do the review in here, indoors here. Here's that, you can make it silent, or you can have it ring, or you can have it vibrate, or you can have it vibrate and ring. Those are your choices. This is the different ways you're going to see your apps. I'm going to leave it on list style, which is like this, but you have variety of different display ways of presenting your apps on here. This is a remote music player you can activate there, and that's it in this direction. So we've covered all the directions, and at this point we want to go into the apps. When we press the top button, it turns it off and back on again. Where's the apps? Right here on the side lower button. You have to press here to get into them. And this is also a back button that'll eventually take you all the way back here to home. So from here, you've got dial, contacts, and call logs for handling all of your phone information. Text messages are here. You'll be actually able to view each of your messages, and it keeps them on the watch, so you can go back and look at older ones if you want to. Here's your sporting activities, and it's showing you pretty pictures of the different activities that you can do. Climbing, riding, no GPS in this one, but you do have all these different activities. And that's record, which is a recording of a previous activity that I've done, when you get into that section as well. Okay, and then walking, you get into here, you hit go, and it starts monitoring for your metrics and giving you your time and your calories and your distance traveled and so forth. And you pause it, and you can stop and get out of it as well. Pedometer is the overall pedometer reading. That's giving you the circle we already saw before with all of the charts. Last night's sleep time. Sedentary, you can turn on or off if you want to control notification to have something to drink. Heart rate, blood pressure, we didn't show you that one. Here again, it's lighting up all the diodes. Come on here. Hold it somewhere, hopefully cover everything, and it'll give you your systolic and diastolic reading. Again, these are not guaranteed to be accurate. In fact, I wouldn't guarantee them to be close. You've got to check that for yourself, wear it properly, monitor it, and measure it against a calibrated instrument. 105/75, here's the last one. Slide up, and now you can see the previous 10 reports in here as well. Sadly, this is not available as one of the cards that you can get to when you're swiping. You have to get access to this by going into the apps and finding it in the scroll list. Same thing with Bluetooth camera. You can set this up when you're tethered to make this a trigger for taking pictures. Bluetooth music. It will play the music through the watch itself. You do not have storage in here to store music to work independently from your phone, though. But you can stream news or music, and you can play music that you've got on your phone. Just have your app set up that you're going to be running on the phone first. Find your phone. That'll ring your phone. Weather, again, it's not working for me, but that's where you get your weather report on the watch. There's the drinking water, sedentary thing shown a different way. You have a stopwatch in here. You have calendar or calculator, which is a nice big digit calculator. Works really well. Error? That's interesting. Okay. I didn't think I could get an error just multiplying. Let's try that again. Oh, I didn't do anything. I guess I have to. Wow. Well, all right, that's deeper explanation on that one, but you do have a calculator. Calendar is in here. You've got basic calendar showing you the day and then the month, but not any of your activities or anything. Alarms, settings we saw already. Here's our different styles. I'll show you that here at the very end. The about, brightness, your QR code, reset. Look at that, Siri or your Google trigger word. You can tap on that, activate it, and you'll be able to talk to your phone and get your answers back spoken out of your watch. Wish it was easier to get to that one, like a long hold on the side button or something. But that's where you activate your assistant. Now, as far as the audio quality on this, how loud it is, how clear it is, got it tethered, so let's try something like this. Play the news. Wow. Can you hear that?
Show at 1:34 a.m. today. British Prime Minister Boris Johnson, he's clinging to power this morning following the resignation of two senior ministers. Britain's
set volume to maximum.
Health Secretary stepped down within minutes of each other, both saying they have lost confidence in Johnson.
Stop playback. Well, it's not that loud. I've definitely reviewed louder ones, but you can hear it. You'll have to hold your wrist up to your ear if you want to listen to music or the news playing or hear a phone call. You got the breathing in, breathing out, relaxation activity that we've seen before on these watchers. No vibration on it. You're just seeing it, so you have to keep your eyes open or squinted to watch it to know when to breathe in and when to breathe out. I like it when it has vibration because you can close your eyes and just go that way. And then here's all your games that we have. The 4 games in there. Access to WhatsApp, Facebook, and Twitter. Very extensive listing of all of your different apps, which is pretty cool. And you can show them as baby's breath, which is like this. Okay. It was a little too fast. Wow, it's very sensitive. So I guess you can twirl it and move it around. Yeah, it pretty much goes in almost right away. 9 palace. This should be like 9 across. Wow, okay. I'm not able to move it easily. All right, that's because you go to the side, not up and down. Anyway, there they are that way. And list style we saw, and WP looks like this. So it's a fun kind of chiclet outline, and this one you do slide. So you have to memorize what all these icons mean, of course, but when you do, you can have unique and different types of layouts to get yourself around your watch. Now, we get back here by hitting the button to get back to the watch face. This particular face is a special one I downloaded from the app. You turn the wheel and you can change to a different watch face. Now these are all the stock ones that come with the watch. You got a bunch of different colored hearts with time. You've got this fun one that you've seen a lot now on a variety of different watches where the outside kind of rolls around. And then you got these people pictures, which are time. It's showing time and date with somebody looking out over the computer. I guess it's a computer. And there's a bunch of these in here. And you have to go through every single one of them. Here's some side pictures like that. And then you've got flower pictures on here as well. So a kid's watch, a lady's watch, you got games, you got a Bluetooth calling, and of course you got the ability to add a custom watch face to it as well. Sweet! You want to take a look at the app? I thought you did. Here it is. The app for this one now is called Massware. Haven't seen this before. It's here in the Google Play Store when you go in, or you can link to it directly in the show notes, and that'll take you over here. Any which way you want to install it. Once you get in it, open it up, set it up, and you're good to go. Now, I'm going to open it up a little off screen because in the upper left-hand corner, it has your weather report and the listing of your location, your city. I don't know why it doesn't work when it transfers weather over to the watch itself, but it does show that on the opening screen, your left tab called Health. Here, you've got all of your step count information, workout information, sleep time, heart rate, blood pressure, blood oxygen, and you can change the sort of these, the order of them, but you can't add any others onto it. They're all shown up here. Each of these now, you get into them and you just have the reading itself, and now it changes to a full screen display. You hit start and it'll take a measurement for you and it'll record that. And you'll be able to see it later on. It works the same way with blood pressure and heart rate. Sleep time now gives you this fun little chart that shows you percentages of sleep. I had me mostly in my deep sleep stage, but it includes REM sleeping as well, which is kind of cool. You have your workouts, and these are summaries now of all of your different activities. Your step count, walking, running, treadmill, and cycling are covered. So I've done a couple of walking activities, and here they are, and it's showing you the actual area. This is a Google map now, zoomed right down into my house, where I've been walking around my house with this one and testing it out. And then you get this kind of data that goes with it for walking, with a cadence and stride and altitude changes, all tied into the GPS in your phone now in order to get that data. Same kind of thing here, another little chart. There's the house layout and so forth, and the data that goes along with that. I haven't done running and the other activities on here, but you have it, and you get a cumulative distance traveled summary as well. Coming to data, this is now the historical data, recent 7 days activity, total steps. Here's the breakdown by date. Here's the sleep record by date, heart rate data, blood pressure data, okay? Not seeing blood oxygen in this one, but we do have that for weekly, monthly, and yearly if you decide to wear it that long. That's in the data section. Workouts, this is where you can actually go in and start one of these workouts. Hit go if you're in walking, for example. This is how I gathered the data that you saw earlier in here, but I did carry the phone with me as well as the watch when I was walking around. And then the last thing is your profile. You have to create an account. Even if you go in anonymous, it's going to create something for you. You got to put in your name or whatever you want. So I just put in 1, 2, 3, 4 to get us set up. Here you're connected. We've got find your device. This is the only place you can turn on and off the twist your wrist to see the time. It's not available. I couldn't find it anywhere on the watch. So if you decide you don't want it on, you have to come in the app, you got to go into the profile, and you got to turn it off there. Really, really lame. That should be changed. Message reminders, idle alert, remote self-timer, that's available. Sleep monitoring. You can set, like I said, the time frame from when you want to start and end monitoring. And in the watch you saw, that's where we had the bar chart that showed what kind of sleep you had. And this allows you to turn it on or off. By the way, determine means yes or save, what you saw in the upper corner here. They're starting to use that sometimes. Automatic heart rate measurements, I got it set for midnight to midnight. The repeat cycle, however, 90 minutes or 60 minutes is the shortest, up to 120. So you can have one heart rate reading once an hour, every hour and a half, or every 2 hours, which is really crazy. It should be like every minute, every 5 minutes, every 10 minutes, every half hour, every hour, and so forth. I don't know why they've left it so short, but definitely not something you're going to be able to monitor your heart rate extensively with. You have a power savings mode. You got your language settings in here, 12 or 24 hour, left or right hand. You can synchronize system time with your phone, restore it, and unbind it all right here in this last tab as well. And that is the profile tab. Now I'm saving one of the coolest features for last, and that is charging. We don't usually talk much about charging, but I'm going to on this one. This is a special Qi charger. It does not come with this watch. It came with a different one. Check the show notes if you want a link to the video where we use this one with the watch it came with, if you're interested in that. You saw the charger that came with this one. It's a tiny little plastic, simple little charger like all of the different wireless chargers that usually come with these watches. But this particular watch has the ability to not only work with that little charger, but you can charge it on a Qi charger as well, as shown here. When I put it on the charger, it goes into charging mode, gives you the screen saying that it's charging with the time, and sure enough, it'll work. It'll completely charge the watch from a Qi charger. Now, that means if you've got one for your phone that you just throw your phone on, you should be able to throw this watch on it as well. It can lay flat, pretty darn close to flat, and so that makes it a universal watch for being able to easily charge it. Oh, look at that. It's bouncing back and forth. I got to have it right in there. Hello. There we go. But when you got it set up properly, it's going to charge. So as a kid's watch a parent's watch, somebody who doesn't have to want to fiddle with magnetically coupling and hooking things up, a watch where you've got lots of different possibilities, and of course, kids watch with all of the different games that you have access to. This one might really be worth looking at. It's a nice one. And remember, you can pick it up through AliExpress. Head on over to the KIWITIME TECH store. That's their official store. They've got them listed in here from about $30 to about $40, and depending on the configuration, and there are coupons you can apply. And again, check the show notes for the direct link and any extra coupons I might have there for you. Thanks for watching, gang. Have fun with this one. We'll see you again soon.